Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Antlered Pursuit TV. Today, we're really going to be talking about some words of encouragement, words of motivation that I think the whole world needs to hear, and sort of talk about who I am. But before we do that, I want you guys to take a couple seconds. We're going to glass around here with the camera. I want you guys to see exactly where I'm at and see how cool this place is, because it's just awesome, especially if you love the outdoors. You know, a lot of times when I make videos, it's hard. It's hard for me to come up with the idea, man, how can I make something entertaining for you guys? How can I make something that inspires people? You know, something that people can get motivated by. That's what's hard for me to do. But for today, something that I like to do to clear my brain is to come out my favorite place, come out to a place like this, sit down and relax, and just let my brain think, let my brain calm down from everyday life, you know, and think about stuff. So I did that today, and I came up with, you know, I need to share some words of encouragement, some words that I dealt with. It took me a little bit to figure out what I need to say, but you know, we're going to talk about my life, what I went through, pretty much, and how I sort of believed in myself, and how I sort of gained confidence in myself, to the point to where starting a business in the outdoors, to where I believe I can change the world in it. So, you know, it goes all the way back to where I grew up. You know, I was growing up in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, nothing crazy too going on. You know, I didn't really have anything for me. But I remember growing up being inspired by my dad, and that's what he gave that to me, you know. And through growing up, you sort of gain your interest. You figure out what you're interested in. I picked up having an interest in the outdoors so fast, you know, faster than most people. I started when I was like, barely could walk, right? And you know, as the years go on, you figure out even more details what you're interested in. But for me, hunting and fishing still hit me. Yeah, I still got so connected to that because that's what I loved. And I remember one time when I was about 5 years old, this is such a vivid memory for me. I remember about 5 years old, I was sitting on my chair watching TV, and a famous bass fisherman came on TV, and I was like, you know what? I gotta do that someday. I want to be that someday. I want to be on TV someday. I want to do what that guy's doing right now. I want to be inspiring for people like that guy is right now. And so I lived with that in my brain for numerous years, you know. But you sort of forget about that, right? You sort of forget about, you know, those dreams that you thought about when you were a kid, and sort of forget about the possibilities that they actually are, you know. And you can go years, you can go 20, 30 years probably with, you know, wishing you could do something and start over again. For me, pretty much my childhood, we didn't really have that much. We never had money to do crazy cool things. We never had money to go on trips. Our house was broken. I grew up very simple. Like, we went on a vacation like for 2 days. Okay, we couldn't do many stuff. I know other people were in a worse situation than I was, but one thing that helped me keep on going with what I believed in was A, God, and B, myself, believing in myself, and, you know, having people also that inspired me and helped me get to that point. You know, there were some days that I struggled with that, but listen, I kept true to what I believed in. You know, I believed in myself. I believed in what I could do for myself. I can think back right now, and this is the hard part about living your dream and living the things you love. I can think back right now when I was growing up in school, I hated school. And yet, right now I'm in college. I actually grew up against college because I thought that wasn't for me. I grew up having the mindset of, listen, I hate school. This is not where I need to be. I grew up hating high school, hating middle school, and hating elementary school. And the biggest thing for that was I was picked on. You know, I was picked on for being different. Really, listen guys, I lived my whole life loving the outdoors, loving hunting and fishing. I remember even in high school it was the hardest part for me. I know that's the hardest part for a lot of you guys, but there was stories that I had, and I remember this like almost every day. If I told people I wanted to be a professional bass fisherman, because at the time that's what I wanted to do, I wanted to be on TV and inspire people, I told people that. And they would make fun of me for it. They would pick on me for liking fishing. They would pick on me for being different, right? But what's so wrong about being different sometimes? You know, I think some of the most famous people in life have so much, have those goals that are so odd and seem so far-fetched sometimes, right? But the people that succeed in achieving that are the people that don't forget it and think that it's very, very possible. And listen, I went through being picked on, being bullied for years. It sucked. All because I believed in who I was. That just sucks. I had a goal in my mind of achieving something that I loved, and it just sucks when you have so many, like, everyone that's around you every day tells you it's not good, it's stupid. More or less, that's what they're interpreting. That's what they're trying to tell you. Why? How can you do that? I don't know, but I believe in myself. And that's what I believed in for freaking 20 years. Ever since I started understanding words. I believed in the outdoors. I believed in what I could do for the outdoors. And, you know, as years went on, I still dealt with people picking on me. Even right now on YouTube, people pick on me all the time because of who I am, what I do, I don't know. But listen, the words that I'm trying to say is, when you believe in yourself and when you have the confidence of that never-ending possibility for yourself, that's when you can succeed. Listen, Steve Jobs, he probably never thought that he could develop Apple when he was a kid, but he knew that he could do something with his life, and it came to him. Listen, for me, I probably never realized I was going to live in frickin' Wyoming when I was 3 years old, 5 years old, but I knew I was going to do something with my interests. Listen, I could have settled for construction. I could have settled for something so simple, but I thought to myself, listen, if I want to be happy, I want to be where I want to be, and want to do what I want to do to make my dream come true, I got to absolutely go at it with 100% everything I have. I dropped my job, I dropped everything. And after high school, okay? After high school, I didn't know how to do anything with my life. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. Even though I had a perspective of doing something in the outdoor industry, I didn't know how to do that. I struggled every day of listening. I'm stuck at a job right now, but I could be living somewhere else and doing something else with my dream. I want to do my dream for a living. And my dream is to work in the outdoor industry. My dream is to change lives in the outdoor industry. And so I sat there for 2 years in that job, in construction. Not saying it was a horrible job. It was a fantastic job. But I realized that's not what I need to do to get to where I want to be. I quit it. I dropped everything I had. And I realized, listen, I got to stop working until I figure this out. If I want to get some money, I want to start something, I got to do it. I got to do what's necessary for me to achieve that. I quit my job because I had that inspiring thought come into my brain again, just like I did when I was 5 years old looking on TV. I had that come into my brain. And I realized to myself, what? Listen, you're not forgetting it because it's possible. I visualize myself somewhere. And that's the thing. When you visualize yourself somewhere, let's say being on top of a mountain, when you visualize that, that's when that possibility becomes real. But when you can't visualize yourself somewhere, if you can't visualize yourself on TV or whatever, on being the President of the United States, if you can't visualize that, it's probably not possible. I can't visualize myself being the President. I can't visualize myself being a principal of a school, because that's not what's in my heart. And I felt what was in my heart yet again, day after day, and I realized I need to take the step and actions to do it. Listen, my channel is still super small. It's still super small, but I still am living that dream and living the hopes and living the perseverance that I had when I was 5 years old, starting out, living my life. I have so many people still hating me for trying to do this in a way, and still so many people that are still confused. I'm still confused. Every day I think about how the heck am I in Wyoming? But essentially, I quit my job because I knew that I'd take the step and actions to do the things. Listen, I'm not saying for you guys to quit your job. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you got to figure out what you need to do for yourself to achieve those goals. Listen, I know you're stuck sometimes. I know there's people that are already married, and yes, they weren't able to do their dream job. That's fine. You still got to figure out what's important for your life and figure out what those things are in your life that impact you the most. And you got to take that for granted. You got to understand that, listen, without those things that make you happy, you wouldn't be who you are, because you got to figure out your life. You got to figure out, man, life. See, the thing with life, man, you only get one shot at it, right? And some people mess that up. Some people are in jail now the rest of their life because they did something they're not proud of. They grew up maybe on a different lifestyle that they didn't have any intention. They had no intentions of living. Now they're living a life with regret. Not saying I live my life with zero regret, because I do. I live my life with regret every day. But that still is not going to stop me from achieving what I want to do. You know, it could take 30 years before I do anything with this company. But listen, the day that I figure out I achieved what I wanted to do, that's the day I feel satisfaction. And listen, even if I fail, I fail in a year of this and I can't do any more videos, so be it. That's fine. But I'm still going to figure out a way that I can do something to live out some dreams in my life. Okay? And I know some of you guys will be like, he's just living his dream and, you know, he has no idea how hard it is. I know it's hard. Listen, I have people that are so close to me that struggle every day. That's why my life is where it's at, because I took their mistakes and took their life, and I needed to make a difference for not just me, but I needed to make a difference for them. And I realized making a difference for them means making a difference for the people around me, because that's what makes me happy. That's why I'm doing what I love. Listen, I don't care how hard it is. I don't. And I could get abuse from so many people telling me you suck. That's fine. I know I suck. But I want you guys to try your best, and I want you guys to do what makes you happy. Listen, I'm trying to change the world in the hunting industry to make it a better place for more people to get inspired. Listen, I see so many people on TV right nowadays that are, or on YouTube, that make it seem like it's easy. It's not. Make it seem like everything is fun and games, but it's not. Life is so hard sometimes. And listen, I've cried about this. I cried about what's next. I cried about how am I going to do something. What's my next video? I cry about these things all the time. All the time. I'm a very emotional person about the thing that I love. People are like, man, you cry a lot. I know I cry a lot. But that's because I'm so happy, because, listen, I have so many different things that happened to me in my life when I was out here trying to do what I love. And to this day, I take none of those things for regret. I don't know. So I just want you guys to do one thing for me, right? Figure out your dream and figure out what makes you happy. And I want you to figure out a way for you to do that. Because the second you do that, you're gonna have a flip. It's like a light switch. Your brain's gonna come from stressful. It might be even more stressful when you try to achieve it, right? Obviously, things don't come easy sometimes. But listen, just imagine if you were having the worst of days and doing something you hated. But imagine if you were doing something you love and having the worst of days. Which one would you think would be better? So, guys, I know we were all over the place, and I know this video is kind of long for some of you guys to watch, but I hope you get inspired by something. I hope you get inspired by a 15-minute video of me just blabbing away about talking about different things. But again, if you do want to see more videos of what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to make a living in the outdoors and with different things, I'm still learning. I'm not a professional at this. I have no idea what I'm gonna do sometimes. But I gotta keep strong about what I believe in myself, and keep strong in what's possible, and figure out a way for it, because that's what's gonna make me happy. But if you want to see that and want to support me in trying to do this, because this means everything to me. Okay, if you want to support me, I have some apparel you can check out. All that, a lot of the money that goes from that goes to help support me. A lot of it, you know, is the cost of buying the stuff and getting it processed. But the money helps me travel out here, make videos for you guys, and helps me keep on being inspired, so I can keep on being inspirational to all of you viewers. So if you want to help support me, all that stuff is going to be down in the description. Also, check out my playlists. I have a bunch of them. But if you want to say something to me, also, if you're a person that's struggling with something, you know, I can only give so many words of advice, because sometimes, you know, I don't know what to say. But if you're struggling with something, let me know. Message me on Instagram. My Instagram is going to be down in the description. Message me on Facebook at Wyatt Weaver. Look it up. You can find my profile picture. You know, Snapchat. Also, message me on Snapchat. I don't follow everybody, but I follow some people, just out of miscellaneous. But if you want to figure that out and want struggling with something and need some inspiring words, let me know. Message me. I will respond. I will do what I can to get you guys the help that you deserve and the help that you need. so you can live your dream with whatever it is. But I'm out here living my dream, man. I don't know what it is. I'm still struggling. It could take 20 years, but I'm still living my dream. So with that being said, I want you guys to live your dream and never stop living your dream, whatever it may be. If it seems so far-fetched, it's probably not, because it's possible. So that being said, make it happen. I'll see you guys next time on Antlered Pursuit. Live it out, guys. Live it out.